The storm blue is just a really good colorway. You have the storm blue bottom and then it's connected to that red upper, and I just think the two colors go off together. They look really good, and it's a piece that I want in my collection so that I can kind of complete it. What's happening, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Now, that clip that you just watched was actually filmed about a year ago in one of my first YouTube videos called my top 10 sneaker wish list, where basically I dropped about 10 shoes that I really wanted to have in the collection. Grail status, shoes that I was searching for, whatever you want to call it. Now, I wanted to throw that clip in the beginning of this video because I think it touches on something that not a lot of shoe tubers really talk about, and that is sneaker collections are not built overnight. Maybe it's a sneaker that you missed out on for retail and now you have to save up a little bit in order to pay those hefty resale prices, or maybe it's a shoe that you haven't seemed to been able to capture in the size and condition that you're looking for, or maybe it's a shoe that hasn't released in about 10-20 years and now you're waiting on that brand to kind of retro the shoe. Whatever the reason that a sneaker has ended up on your Grail list, I think that we can all agree that it's a pretty satisfying feeling to finally cross that one off and add it to the collection. That's exactly what I'm doing today. As you can see from the title of the video, you already know what it is. I'm sure I put the name in the title, so without further ado, the Air Jordan 1 Union collab, the Union Los Angeles collab. These released back in 2018, and I took a L on both the black pair and the storm blue pair. Now, the black pair I was able to pick up last year, but the blue pair, the prices just kept creeping up and up and up, and the more it went up, the more I just didn't want to pay it. But finally I went ahead and I pulled the trigger, because in my opinion the prices are just going to keep creeping up to the point where I might never ever pull the trigger on this shoe. So I had to go ahead and just treat myself. If you didn't know, last month was my birthday month, so another birthday gift to myself. As you can see, I already went ahead and took off the lace bags, took off the Union and Jordan hang tag, the Flight Club authentication tab, all of that, because as soon as these hit the doorstep, they went straight to foot. I normally don't film the on foot portion of a video first, but with these I just had to. Of course, I looked them over myself. Brand new authentic pair. Don't let any middleman service, StockX, Flight Club, Stadium Goods stop you from looking over your shoes yourself and getting a second opinion. But as soon as I knew that these were good to go, I took everything off and these went straight to foot. Now, of course, I'll go ahead and roll some B-roll for all of you. This shoe starts out with a storm blue outsole going into a vintage looking midsole. They treated that purposefully. It's like a off-white or maybe even cream colored midsole. And then up from there, you go into your storm blue toe cap, the storm blue on the heels. The swoosh is actually almost a nubuck material, I would say, but it is that same storm blue color. Very nice tumbled leather on the sneakers. It's even more so noticeable on the white panels, of course. This shoe comes laced up with the beige laces that have the black tips. The yellow laces and the black laces with the beige tips are the extra laces. Union LA wanted this sneaker to have a vintage feel to it, and the details they used to kind of get that point across is this raw edge here that's been painted with this yellow color. It's a small detail, but the yellow on the edges, the yellow threading combining the storm blue color with this varsity red, it really ties the shoe together. It was a hefty price to pay to add these to the collection, but it was worth it. I had to go ahead and complete the set. Once it starts to get those creases and like that worn in look, it's gonna look so good. I have a video up on the channel about starting a sneaker collection from nothing. We all start somewhere, whether you have a small rotation or it's still just an idea in your head. Check that video out. It's 5 tips. They will help you out starting your collection, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. I'm gonna go ahead and roll into the on foot footage, but first, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, show a small YouTuber some love. It really helps the channel, and I will check you all out in the next one.